evening. Thank you for coming back. My name's Sergeant Dave Phillips of the Simcoe Police. I'd like to introduce Acting Deputy Chief John Van Dyke. He has a statement that he'd like to give to the press.
Good evening, everybody. I want to thank everybody for being here this evening. I'm going to read from a prepared statement, and then we will take a few questions afterwards. On Friday, October 30, at around 3 o'clock p.m., searchers in the area of the 8th Line and Professor Day Drive in Bradford found items believed to belong to 15-year-old Siem Zerezghi. As a result, the Ontario Provincial Police Underwater Search and Recovery Unit was called to a nearby pond where a body was recovered this evening. The body will be taken to the Centre of Forensic Sciences in Toronto, where a post-mortem will be conducted. South Simcoe Police Service would like to thank the community for the tremendous outpouring of support and assistance to both police and the family. Citizens came forward with security video and sightings that helped us narrow the search. We'd like to thank our search teams, our policing partners, and the media for their assistance. The investigation has determined that Siem left his home near Professor Day Drive and Northgate Drive around 7:45 a.m. on Saturday, October 24th. The last known sightings of him were obtained from 2 separate security cameras in his neighborhood. Siem's family have been notified and are requesting privacy at this difficult time. The investigation into Siem's disappearance is ongoing. We will now take a few questions.
Is there any indication at this point that this is a suspicious step?
We are investigating all avenues as we have from day one. We're going to continue the investigation. This is not the end of the investigation. There's many days and weeks ahead that we'll continue to investigate. If anyone has any surveillance footage, any other tips or information that could be helpful in this investigation, we still want you to forward that information. We've opened an online portal online for people to push that information to us.
Can you be a little bit more specific, Sergeant, as far as where he was found? Just describe, paint us a picture of that area, please.
Certainly, it's an open field area with some water features. Investigators had patrolled this area. They went in for a more thorough search again. We've located those items. Once those items were located, OPP, Underwater Search and Recovery, was brought in to assist in further searching those water features.
Can you be any more specific about the items you're talking about that were found near this area?
At this point, it's still too early in the investigation. As you're all aware, this investigation has evolved rapidly this afternoon. Unfortunately, it did not come to the conclusion we were hoping for. It's a tragic time. The community has come out with just an overwhelming amount of support. Everyone wanted to see this end a different way. We're disappointed that it's ended this way at this point, but we're going to continue to investigate to determine what exactly happened and tighten up those timelines, have a better understanding of the final days.
Can you speak to how he may have been found in the water? Did he enter the water by accident or on purpose? Do you know?
These are all things that are still under investigation. Again, with the outpouring of support from the community, it's important that we inform them of what has happened. We have people out looking for Siem. It's been a really heartwarming experience for us as police officers to see the outpouring of support from the community. This stuff is still under investigation. We have to continue with the investigation. There's some things that we're not able to divulge at this point.
One more question. Is there any sign of trauma? Is there any sign of trauma on the body at this point that you're able to? At
this point, it's still under investigation. Again, this has evolved very rapidly this afternoon into this evening. We'll have a further press conference on Monday. We'll send out those details to the community and the media at that point, updating you guys with an updated time.
So Siem was last seen on the 24th. Did he notify his family where he was going? Was there somewhere that his family thought he was going?
Sorry, you just have to speak up.
Sorry, so he was last seen on the 24th, 7:45 a.m. Did he tell his parents where he was going? Were his family expecting him to be going somewhere specific, or did he just leave home?
So these are all things that are still under investigation. We've been poring over those questions ourselves from the start of the investigation in hopes of resolving the situation sooner All investigative avenues have been explored from day one. And again, unfortunately, this is not the outcome that anyone was hoping for. It's a traumatic end to what has been a very exhaustive search from both police, our community partners, and the community.
So you're talking about a water fixture. Is this a man-made water fixture?
It's a drainage feature adjacent to a subdivision.
So these items that were found by the water fixture, were these found by police, community members?
As part of our search and rescue team that was out searching the grounds, they've located those items, which directed us to further search that area in a greater capacity. We've had just an outpouring of support from the online community, our community partners, our policing partners. We've had all resources available to us and paid off here in the end, unfortunately. Not in the way we would have liked, but it unfortunately has brought this to a conclusion. The search phase, the investigative phase is going to go on for many weeks. And again, I'm appealing to anyone in the community that has any of that digital evidence, video, maybe some interactions to come forward. Let us know what you have. Let investigators speak to you and review any of that information. It's still very important. This investigation is ongoing. It's not done tonight.
Can you speak to how the family is doing?
Understandably very upset. This is not the outcome that anyone was hoping for, especially his family. We have officers with the family right now, supporting them. Obviously, they're going to have some very trying times in the future, in the next few days. We're here to support them, and they are just overwhelmed by the community support. They're new to the town of Bradford. They wanted us to voice that they are just amazed by the amount of support from the community. It means a lot to them. It means that they were happy in their choice of Bradford as their home. We are overwhelmed by the outpouring of support from the community, from areas outside of Bradford. It's been overwhelming.
This is
That's it. Thank you very much for coming.